I've been taking my time, taking all of your time, taking all of your time.
Hey, my trendies, trendsetters, and my trendy tribe. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me see. Take that off of there. Just double checking before we get started. Oh, thank you. Okay, y'all can hear me. Okay, I'm gonna do quick greetings, and we're gonna go into the reading of the countersuit from Deborah, Ashley Darby's friend, against Keiarna, because Keiarna, of course, filed the original lawsuit against Deborah. Hey, Sweet Rose. Hey, Divine Virtuous Woman. Miami J. Hey, Don Don. Drop your chef emojis for Don Don. And shout out to Don Don, who is a content creator and had an Amazon Live today. Hey, D. No problem, D. Hey, April with the 2 L's. Hey, Lady B. Paper Chase 22. And VG. And Miss Tina. Okay, I'll stop there. Okay. All right, let's get this document up because y'all know I ain't even supposed to be up this late. You already know. And tomorrow we got a late night because of Saturday Night Giggles too. See you over in Don Don's channel. Okay, so let's get started. So again, this is the original complaint was Keiarna versus Deborah as the plaintiff, or Keiarna as the plaintiff, Deborah as the defendant, and now this is the countersuit, as you can see. So it says defendant. Oh, and y'all be prepared. I didn't read the whole document, but it's some inflammatory statements in here that Deborah made. Okay. Defendant Deborah H. Williams files her countersuit, which is governed by Rule 13A, not because she wants to, but because Miss Keiarna Stewart's filing puts Miss Williams in the position of counterfiling out of necessity. Here is why. Introduction. It is obvious that counter-defendant Miss Keiarna Stewart craves fame. She craves attention, so much so that she is willing to do just about anything to have her name broadcast on television and across social media. This includes instigating a fight, having the fight recorded, then sending the video of the fight to TMZ for it to be viewed on TV all over the world. So in Deborah's mind, Deborah did not instigate that fight. She also feels Keiarna's the one seeking the fame from the fight, and that she pre-planned to have the fight recorded so it could go out to TMZ. In the reality drama she has brought before the court, Miss Stewart is not the victim. In fact, she's the villain. In the true story, Miss Stewart is not the protagonist, she's the antagonist. The facts will show that Miss Stewart, with her insatiable desire to be known, orchestrated all the events outlined in her own complaint and in this counter complaint. And in the end, the court will see, indeed the country will see, that Miss Williams is the innocent party who has been severely damaged by Miss Stewart. Right. I said, girl. April said, now listen here, Deborah. You know that's you. Stop it. Right. Okay, let me put my thing up. Okay. Let's keep it going. So the parties will be counter defendant Keiarna Stewart. The counter plaintiff will be Deborah Williams. Jurisdiction and venue, as with the complaint, this court has subject matter jurisdiction over this case, and the venue is proper because all of the acts giving rise to this matter occurred within the District of Columbia. So these are the facts as are being alleged by Deborah and her attorney. The Real Housewives of Potomac cast members. The Real Housewives of Potomac is a reality television series that premiered on January 17th, 2016 on Bravo. RHOP is the 8th installment of the Real Housewives franchise and focuses on the personal and professional lives of women living in and around Potomac, Maryland. Some of the most recent cast members on the show include Giselle Bryant, Ashley Darby, and Candace Dillard Bassett. I'm sure it's going to mention a reason why, but it is interesting that she puts Giselle in this group of Ashley and Candace on here. It's interesting. Okay, Candace Dillard Bassett, born on December 14th, 1986, is a singer and actress and recognized for winning Miss United States in 2013. In 2021, prior to the airing of season 8 of RHOP, Miss Bassett released her debut solo album, Deep Space. Ashley Darby is an American television personality and singer. Loosely, well, I guess we're using that term real loosely with the singer. She gained notability after winning Miss District of Columbia in 2011. Miss Darby has been a main cast member of RHOP since the show's inception in January 2016. Miss Williams on RHOP. Miss Williams and Miss Darby are personal acquaintances. In April 2022, Miss Darby approached Miss Williams and asked her to be a guest on RHOP. Miss Williams agreed to make a handful of guest appearances on season 8 of RHOP. Miss Williams agreed to appear on the show for one reason only, to support her friend Ashley Darby. Miss Williams appeared in just 6 of the 21 aired episodes. Turmoil at the onset. Filming for season 8 began in April 2023. On the first day, Miss Williams appeared on the show as a guest. One of the regular cast members, Candace Dillard Bassett, began to aggressively pick on her. Wow. Miss Bassett called her names, insulted her on air, and began accusing her of trying to flirt with her husband, Christopher Bassett. Wow. Like we don't have footage to go back and, oh, wow. This woman, see, it's the danger of the delusion. This is crazy. The editing of the footage actually broadcast on Bravo played up that concocted storyline by making it appear to viewers that Miss Williams was in fact flirting with Miss Bassett's husband, when in fact she was not. The editing exacerbated the situation and viewers began to believe it. Whether it was intentional or unintentional, by the end of the season 8 filming, Miss Williams was painted as the villain. The fight. To redeem her image, Miss Williams agreed to be a guest during the following season. So in March or April of 2023, Miss Williams signed another contract to make guest appearances on RHOP. The first episode of Miss Williams' second season on the show began where the prior season left off, with attacks on Miss Williams. Miss Williams appeared in only a handful of episodes, but one of the episodes was the second to the last episode of the season. That episode, airing in July 2023, centered on cast members Ashley Darby and Giselle Bryant, who were celebrating the launch of their clothing line. The event was held at the Mayflower, D.C., a bar club located on 1223 Connecticut Avenue. All of the cast members were present at this event, hosted by Miss Darby and Miss Bryant. Each member was allowed to bring friends as their guests. Throughout this event, Miss Bassett's verbal attacks were exceptionally vicious towards Miss Williams. The name-calling and instigation was abnormally excessive, seemingly intentionally provocative. Having gotten no rise out of Miss Williams, Miss Bassett, towards the end of the night, approached Miss Williams, who was sitting with her friend Miss Darby, one last time. It was here when Miss Bassett's slurs became too much, so Miss Williams retaliated with a few choice words for Miss Bassett. Wow. Upon hearing the words, Miss Bassett picked up a bottle of champagne as if to throw it at Miss Williams. No sooner had Miss Bassett thrown the bottle of champagne than Miss Stewart shouted out threats to Miss Williams. Shortly after verbally threatening Miss Williams, Miss Stewart jumped up to Miss Williams and punched her square in her face. It is important to pause here and note several facts. First, Miss Stewart was not a regular cast member. Second, Miss Williams had never met Miss Stewart before this night. And third, no words had been exchanged between Miss Williams and Miss Stewart before Miss Stewart attacked Miss Williams. Upon investigation and belief, Miss Stewart was there for the sole purpose of fighting Miss Williams. Staged ? Is the title of this section. Before the fight, the producers of the show had stopped recording. This means this entire fight was not captured on camera by the Bravo TV crew. However, someone was recording the fight before the fight. I'm going to insert my own opinion on this. Whenever there might be conflict brewing, doesn't have to go to hands being thrown. Somebody's pulling out a camera to record. It says that is someone knew that Miss Stewart was going to confront and or attack Miss Williams. We know this because although Bravo had ended filming, someone else recorded the scene on a phone. And knowing what was about to happen, this person caught the entire ordeal with a video phone. No sooner had the commotion died down and bodies were separated, the video was forwarded to celebrity news website TMZ, and the entire fight is made viral. I also want to point out that Deborah was doing a lot of bragging, which all of the Instagram blogs, Twitter, they caught the screenshots of Deborah bragging about the fight. Injuries. In her complaint, Miss Stewart alleges that Miss Williams threw an empty, heavy glass cup at Miss Stewart, which ultimately struck plaintiff in the forehead, thereby causing a serious laceration on plaintiff's forehead. Upon investigation and belief, Miss Stewart's laceration to her forehead resulted from an unknown person pulling Miss Stewart's hair, which was a sewed-in wig. The pull ripped the wig. I'm sorry. Yo, I'm sorry. I'm not. This is not at the wig. This is. Lord help me. This is not a Keiarna wearing a wig as I'm sitting here reading this wearing a wig. That's not what it is. I'm laughing because Deborah has this thing where she has to let people know that's her real hair. And then now she's making sure people know that wasn't the other person's hair. It's the thing with her. And I can't help it. That's why I'm laughing. Because everybody wears wigs. It is not that serious. Okay. Upon investigation and belief, Miss Stewart's laceration to her forehead resulted from an unknown person pulling Miss Stewart's hair, which was a sewed-in wig. The pull ripped the wig from her scalp and caused the injury. Not the wig is not going to cause a forehead laceration. Oh my gosh. Miss Williams, on the other hand, has suffered immensely from Miss Stewart's actions directly. Miss Williams suffered physical injuries as well as emotional injuries. Miss Williams is currently in therapy as the fight has been aired all throughout the world, and Miss Stewart's defamatory remarks on social media have damaged Miss Williams. Causes of action. Count 1, assault and battery. Miss Williams incorporates all prior statements herein. Miss Stewart is liable to Miss Williams in assault because she intentionally and unlawfully threatened to do physical harm to Miss Williams. An assault is an intentional and unlawful attempt or threat, either by words or by acts, to do physical harm to the victim. Here on the night of the event at the Mayflower, Miss Stewart intentionally yelled out threats to Miss Williams and accompanied the verbal threats with a raising of a clenched fist. Miss Stewart did not have justification for threatening to cause Miss Williams bodily harm. Miss Williams has suffered emotional harm as a result of Miss Stewart's actions. Miss Stewart is also liable to Miss Williams in battery because she intentionally punched Miss Williams in the face without justification. A battery is an intentional act that causes a harmful or offensive bodily contact. Here at the Mayflower, in front of many witnesses, Miss Stewart punched Miss Williams in the face. Miss Stewart was not acting in self-defense when she punched Miss Williams in the face. The punching was recorded and broadcast throughout social media, allowing viewers all over the world to witness this event. Ms. Stewart's intentional actions have caused severe emotional and physical damages to Ms. Williams. Wherefore, Ms. Williams demands judgment in the amount of $3 million plus punitive damages plus interest and costs for the assault and battery on her caused by Ms. Stewart. Count 2, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Miss Stewart is liable in the intentional infliction of emotional distress for her unprovoked, intentional, and extremely reckless behavior. To succeed on a claim of intentional infliction of emotional distress, a plaintiff must show 1. Extreme and outrageous conduct on the part of a defendant, which 2. Intentionally or recklessly 3. Causes the plaintiff severe emotional distress. Armstrong versus Thompson. Ms. Stewart's conduct was both extreme and outrageous conduct and also intentional and reckless. Her conduct includes punching another woman in the face in a formal setting with scores of people standing around, in fact without cause, filing a frivolous suit falsely accusing Ms. Williams of initiating the fight, broadcasting or causing to broadcast the fight in an attempt to gain fame, and intentionally posting false accusations on social media that in turn have unleashed a torrent of online poison on Ms. Williams. And as a result, Ms. Williams has suffered and is suffering emotional distress. And so she's again demanding $3 million plus fees. Count 3, defamation. Ms. Stewart is liable to Ms. Williams in defamation because she relayed false and damaging information to third parties that is not true. To succeed on a claim for defamation, a plaintiff must prove 1. That the defendant made a false and defamatory statement concerning the plaintiff, 2. That the defendant published the statement without privilege to a third party, 3. That the defendant's fault in publishing the statement amounted to at least negligence, and 4. Either the statement was actionable as a matter of law, irrespective of special harm, or that its publication caused the plaintiff special harm. Here, Ms. Stewart made several statements about Ms. Williams that were patently false, one of which is that Ms. Williams attacked her. Ms. Stewart made sure that statement that was published around the world through TMZ. This false statement was made intentionally and recklessly. Ms. Williams has suffered in that people all over the world continue to vilify and demonize her. Her reputation has suffered and her career has suffered. Wherefore, Ms. Williams seeks justice in the form of $1 million and costs. Submitted July 2nd, 2024. Candace should sue Deborah. I agree. Yes, please hit the like button. Obviously, this one does not go as high in the algorithm, so I beg, please hit the like button. Thank you. Let me see here. It's the delusions. Okay. Footage can be pulled outside of the actual fight. Deborah has been antagonizing. She also, if she could have gotten away with it, was trying to say that a man was coming onto her, making her feel uncomfortable, whereas the only footage that could be found, because believe me, I feel like the easy route is to go ahead and make Candace look bad. The only thing that could be found was her talking to Chris, and I'm not even saying, well, I mean, you know, she does her hair flip thing and everything, but I'm not even saying she was coming on strong to him, but he was not coming on strong to her either. It's a lot going on here. And Keiarna, then the wig lacerating her forehead, girl, stop it. This is too much. It's too much. She came a few times to play around with Candace, and Keiarna's Candace's friend, so she might have still been annoyed by Deborah, but she did not go touch that woman until the item was thrown. From what I saw people do frame by frame, I'm pretty sure someone had it where the item was thrown and it was possibly supposed to go to Candace, but it hit Keiarna. Okay, Donna says, I think it will get thrown out altogether. It may. It very well may. But I know she better not get nothing. Deborah better not get anything. This is, oh my gosh, the delusion of it all is too much. These are the type of people I'd be scared to have anywhere near me, because you just making up your own reality at this point, and I got to deal with you making up stuff in your head. It's too much. Rose said, I'm with you, Don Don. Now that's when you know she's out of touch. Not the wig. Right, April. The wig lacerated her forehead when they got pulled down. No, not that. First of all, I honestly don't even expect her to know how it happens, because she's very proud that all her hair is her hair. So she may not have been a wig wearer, but between her trying to use that as an excuse and then this lawyer writing that stupid excuse in this lawsuit is crazy. She came in with an agenda. I agree. I feel like, and even the name calling thing, the name calling didn't come out of anywhere. There were no names attached to Deborah until Deborah tried to accuse Candace's husband of something. Now I have something to say back to you. Now I do have a name for you. Before that, you were just the background. But now you want to attack my family? Oh, I got a couple names. And I'm sorry that the internet took it like wildfire. It was like, she do look like a Sesame Street character. Oh, well, you should have not did that. Hey, B. Wallace. So, yeah, girl, the names. I know you said you came on to support your friend, but Deborah, your body language, your actions, your way that you were trying to be noticed for the show is, you're not the first one that we've seen like this. We know what it is, and now you're trying to play on our head top, trying to play eventually on the judge's head top. Girl, no. And the cast says she was the one antagonizing Candace. Right. These are already the initial statements made. And as Judge Million has taught me, usually what's said in the impulse, in the moment, the heat of the moment, is usually more true than what people have time to think of later on how they want to spin it. So that's why she loves to look at text messages in the moment. She, meaning Judge Million, she loves to get some kind of sense of what happened in the moment. If there's a police report, what did they say in the initial police report? Because that's before people have time to think and start making up things. And I, especially in this instance, I have to agree. You didn't watch it at all? B. Wallace, it's real short and simple. Deborah said, do you know about Real Housewives of Potomac at all? Because that might be more complicated. But a woman said another woman's husband was hitting on her. Footage immediately proved he wasn't hitting on her. The wife of the husband said, all right, Sesame Street, get out of my face. The internet picked up the Sesame Street name and was like, that's what you get. And so she's been butthurt for a long time about it. She comes back the next season thinking she's about to be on one, about to do something. And she physically does. It seems she assaulted the wrong person because she was aiming for Candace, but she got Keiarna, and that's how this lawsuit came up, with Keiarna suing her, and now she's trying to countersue Keiarna and really spinning a story as if we didn't see what we saw and know what we know. And so, yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah, I didn't finish the seasons, but I have been in this part of it, looking around. But yeah, all right, y'all. I'm So Fierce says Wendy was very surprised with Deborah's presence and the aggressive way she walked through the lobby. That's what I'm saying. Like, those are your initial reactions and just like observations. And Deborah, you came in on some weird stuff, some salty stuff. Hey, Chosen by God. But y'all, I am going to go ahead and go to bed now. But for the people in the replay gang, let me know what y'all think in the comments. But it's crazy. This woman, she's going to take that delusion to the ends of the earth. But I will see y'all tomorrow. We got Saturday Night Giggles tomorrow. So please come on to Don Don's channel and join us. And yeah, I enjoy y'all as always. Please like the video. Share the video if you don't mind. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.
I've been taking my time, taking all of your time, taking all of your time.